This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for January 30, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, opposition leader criticizes finance minister re-SSL report. Opposition leader Mark Golding has criticized the Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark regarding the handling of the Financial Services Commission's report on Stocks and Securities Limited. Mr. Golding, addressing a meeting of his People's National Party on the weekend, declared that he was shocked that the Finance Minister has said the report was never brought to his attention. He also criticized the sequence of positions on the matter articulated, describing his position that this was not a matter for the minister, but the regulator as absolute nonsense.
When a minister can say, first of all, he didn't know anything about it, and then he comes today and says, well, in fact, he was written to with a report about it, but he never saw it. And then, now that he has seen it, well, it was really not a matter for the minister to be concerned about, because regulators do the regulation and the minister doesn't get involved. But that is absolute nonsense. And there's a reason why these reports are sent to the minister. And there's a reason why he's had to act now after the horse has bolted, pun not intended. He has to act because the whole world is looking on us and our reputation has been tarnished as a financial center. He has been saying he's going to redesign the regulatory system, and I am supportive of those efforts, and if I'm asked to assist, I will certainly do so, because we want to always improve what we have, and things don't stay the same. Things change, and modifications are necessary from time to time.
St. Elizabeth, a farmer chopped to death. Police have confirmed that a farmer was chopped to death in Ginger Ground district, close to Malvern in St. Elizabeth on Monday morning. Sources say the man is from the community. Up to mid-morning, police were still on the scene where his body was found. This is the second murder recorded in St. Elizabeth since the start of the year. Tivoli Gardens man charged in connection with infant daughter's death. The Kingston Western Police have charged a man in connection with the death of his 8-month-old child. Darren Wittick, a resident of Tivoli Gardens, has been charged with manslaughter and the child neglect arising from the December 19, 2022 death of his daughter. Investigators say Mr. Wittick, 24, was giving his daughter a bath when he left her unattended in the bathtub for several minutes. On his return, he found the infant motionless in the tub. The child was rushed to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where she was pronounced dead. Mr. Wittick was charged after an autopsy revealed that the child died as a result of drowning. He is booked to appear in court to answer to the charges. SSL Revelation, client funds mixed with money used in daily operations in 2019 report. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark has disclosed more information from a 2019 report by the Financial Services Commission on the fraud-hit investment firm Stocks and Securities Limited. The report revealed, among other things, that SSL was mixing client funds with money used to cover its daily operations. One day after his article published in the news, Dr. Clark used his Twitter account on Sunday to provide more details from the FSC report. He explained that his reason for doing so was in the interest of continued transparency. In its report, the FSC's rating of SSL showed that the company's future financial viability was in serious doubt. The report raised concerns about whether there was enough securities, stocks, and bonds to cover clients' obligations. It also underscored the operational risk the entity faced due to poor record keeping and inadequate oversight by the management team. Additionally, the FSC questioned the integrity of some financial reports submitted by SSL. The FSC stressed that the violations and the concerns noted in 2019 were similar to those found back in 2016, which again suggested inadequate management and board oversight. In 2019, there was a change in the operating software used by SSL, which the Commission believed was poorly handled by the board and the management team. The FSC noted that 5 months later, there were serious operational issues with the system. After monitoring the company's financials from March 2019 to May 2019, the FSC said it found significant shortfalls, which suggested that the client's funds held in cash by the SSL were being used to finance its daily operations. The report outlined that after a query with the SSL, the entity said the liquid funds on the balance sheet for March, April, and May were incorrect due to issues with the same new operating system. But the FSC noted that the change to the new system occurred in January 2019, and the financial reports for January and February did not show similar issues. The Commission, in the conclusion of the 2019 report, urged the SSL to hold a meeting with its board of directors within 1 month to immediately address the financial crisis at the entity. The FSC also recommended, among other things, that SSL should not conduct any new securities business with its clients and the prospective clients until the Commission was satisfied that the issues had been addressed. The FSC noted that a follow-up would have been conducted with the company within 6 months of the external audited report. It said if the SSL failed to address the issues raised by the auditor, the Commission would take appropriate action. Dr. Clark noted that by April 25, 2020, the FSC report indicated that the SSL was compliant or largely compliant with 5 of the 6 directions. He said, however, that to the best of his knowledge, despite several interventions from the Financial Services Commission, the fraud at SSL went undetected for 13 years. Postponement of local government elections is sensible, says Scott. Political commentator Shalman Scott says a postponement of the local government elections would be a sensible move. The elections are due by February 27. But Mr. Scott believes the declining economic climate is not conducive to facilitate the elections at this time and could affect the government's chances at the polls. He added that the municipal corporation elections ought not to be the priority now. The focus, Mr. Scott suggested, should instead be on economic consolidation, which will provide job opportunities and resources to improve basic services provided by the government.
I am not surprised to hear the comments that Dr. Chang has made, because there is no question about the economic situation in the country and the declining economic situation in the country from a number of perspectives, and the impact that is having on the quality of life of our people. The government can put off local government elections. We have had precedents for that, where sometimes over the period of our electoral process since 1944, we have had several cancellations within a given governmental term for local government elections. I don't think that, and many others like myself, don't think that they are ready for a parish council election or any election at this time. They're just in their reorganizing stage, and they need to get more work done on the ground.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.